Hi guys, what's up? Before I get started on my December book haul or post-Christmas book haul, which is quite large, I thought I would let you know and give you a heads up of what's going on in my life because videos are about to get real sporadic, as you've probably already noticed. I am currently in the process of boxing up all of my things so I can move to Austin, Texas. Next Saturday, I believe, is when we're heading down that way. So you'll notice that I'm not in my usual spot with all of my books. I am somewhere else that is significantly more lacking in books, but that's alright, we'll make it work. I am hoping to pre-film a whole bunch of videos for you guys today so that when I am in the process of my move next week, I will still have things up for you guys and things to show you because I do want to get better at filming videos and putting them up on a more weekly scheduled basis. That is one of my BookTube New Year's resolutions because I really sucked at it this year. So we're going to try and improve that and start getting on a schedule, but we'll see if that works or not. Fingers crossed. So here are all of the books that I received after Christmas, like during Christmas, on Christmas, and afterwards, because I kind of did a small haul before of the books that I received before Christmas, and I'm glad I did because otherwise this haul would be ginormous. So let's get into the books. The first two books that I got are adorable children's books that I got from my mother because I am hoping to be working with kids in the future, so I got some cute children's books. The first one is Goodnight Little Hare by Sheridan Kane and Sally Percy. This is a book that I read as a child and I thought it was adorable, and I'm very glad that I have it now. A nice new glossy paper, finishy kind of a deal. This book is adorable. And the other children's book that I got for Christmas this year is The Very Sleepy Sloth by Andrew Murray and Jack Tickle. This book, I believe, is just about a sloth, and it's a bedtime kind of a deal for kids, teaching them how to get to sleep and stay asleep, because Lord knows that's a struggle when they're little, and sloths are adorable, so I'm really hoping that this book is adorable and childlike and just sloths. Just sloths. The next four books I have to show you are all fiction books and were books that I either received through BookTube Secret Santa or just normal Christmas-like adventures. So the two books that I received through a BookTube Secret Santa, which was created by Carla over at Books and Other Nerdy Things, and I will leave a link to her channel down below because BookTube Secret Santa was actually just amazing. And if you didn't participate in it this year, if she's doing it again next year, which I hope she is because it was cool, I would highly recommend participating in it. I know that's a ways off, but just keep your eyes peeled for that because it was pretty legit. So the first book that I got through that was Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I have started this book already and I am about 100 pages into it, and I love Rainbow Rowell's writing style. I don't know why I didn't pick her up before this year, because she had stuff out before this year, and it blows my mind that I didn't think I would enjoy her books because they're adorable, and the characters in this are super relatable and just quirky and awesome, and I love them, and I'm getting really attached to them, so hopefully this book continues to be amazing. This book focuses on three main characters, Beth, Jennifer, and Lincoln. Beth and Jennifer work for a local newspaper and have correspondence in the book through email, and Lincoln works for the same newspaper but during the nighttime shift and sifts through everyone's emails to make sure they are following the rules and not using their internet computer access for things that they shouldn't be, because management is kind of freaking out about that. So he begins reading Beth and Jennifer's emails because they obviously don't comply with the only use your email for work rule, and starts kind of getting attached to them personally even though he hasn't met them before. It's adorable and you should read it because Rainbow Rowell. The next book that I got for BookTube Secret Santa that came like a week after Attachments, so I thought I only got one, and then I showed up at my house and got another one, and it like made me so happy. So whoever my BookTube Secret Santa was, thank you, because I love both of these books and it made me so incredibly happy to get them at different times, even though that sounds silly. So good job. The second book I got was We Are Liars by E. Lockhart. I know basically nothing about this book. That's how I'm going to keep it until I read it, and when I review it on this channel, you will know basically nothing about this book, because I've heard it's better to go into this one not knowing literally anything. It just makes it better. So there's been a lot of hype around this book this year. It was the Booksplosion book earlier this year, and it sounds phenomenal. I've heard really good things about it, so hopefully it lives up to the hype and I enjoy it. I'm hoping to read it this coming month, so we'll see how that goes. The next book on the fiction section of this book haul is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. I bought this book for myself with some Christmas money that I had sitting around because I've heard things about this one on BookTube, like very sparsely, I can word. People who have read it have all seemed to really enjoy it, so I decided to pick it up because it sounded really intriguing, like strange but intriguing. This book focuses on a bookstore owned by Mr. Penumbra, and as the title suggests, it's open 24 hours, hence the 24-hour bookstore portion of the title. One of the employees notices that there are a few patrons, customers, clients, whatever you want to call them, who request really odd, oversized, like really strange books that most people probably wouldn't, and starts keeping track of the things that they have requested and taken out of the bookstore, and starts discovering some really crazy things about Mr. Penumbra's bookstore that he probably wouldn't have otherwise. That's about all I know about this book, but it sounds really quirky and adorable, so hopefully I will be giving this a go very soon. And the last book, that is the fiction portion of this book haul, is probably one that I have been the most excited to get my hands on all year, and because it's only out in hardcover right now, has been the one that I've just been longing to get, but not actually getting because hardcovers are freaking expensive. So, the book is Afterwards by Scott Westerfeld. I adore Scott Westerfeld's writing. I think it's awesome. I love his style. I've read the Uglies series. It was just a trilogy before, but now I think there's 4 books, I believe. And I've read the Leviathan series by him, so I'm really excited to get my hands on this. This book focuses on one girl's process of publishing her book and kind of all of the things she goes through. I don't know a ton about it other than that. Also, random guest appearances by famous authors, like real life authors, whose names he's changed but characteristics he's kept in the book. So I'm really excited to dig through and find authors that I've read before and kind of like guess who's who. That is probably the thing I'm most excited about for this book. The other unique thing about this book is that every other chapter is the book that she's writing in the book. So it goes one chapter that's her in real life, real time, her life, and one chapter, the next chapter is her book that she's writing. So it like switches off chapters, and I think that's going to be really unique and really cool. So I'm very, very excited to read this very, very soon because it's gorgeous and the cover is gorgeous and it just looks awesome. So I'm very excited about this book, if you can't tell. The next book that I have to show you guys is a poetry book, and it is the only poetry book I have to show you guys, but it is the complete collection of Emily Dickinson poetry, which I almost cried when I received because Emily Dickinson is probably one of my favorite poets ever. I love, 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 love her poems. I think that they give a really interesting spin on life and death and relationships, and just it's something that has taught me a lot about who I am as a person, as corny as that sounds because it's poetry. Yeah, so I got this for Christmas and it's huge. This book is ginormous, but the cover is beautiful. It has some like out of focus tulips on it. I'm sure from a distance for you guys it kind of just looks like green and red and Christmas, but it's tulips. It's definitely tulips. So it's beautiful, and I'm so incredibly happy that I have this on my shelf and can read Dickinson poetry whenever my heart feels like it, and that makes me happy. The next book I have to show you guys is the only nonfiction book I got during this Christmassy time of the year, and it is huge as well, and it is a crochet book, The Complete Photo Guide to Crochet. If you don't know, I own an Etsy shop that deals with knit and crochet items called The Fritz That Knits, and I have nerdy things like Pokemon and Totoro and some plushies like Poros and some scarves like, oh, I don't know, all of the Harry Potter houses. So I will leave a link down in the description box to that, because shameless self-promotion, so you guys should go check that out. And if you think of things that you would like to see in my shop, or things that you like click through the shop and you're like, gee, I really wish you had this, please, for God's sake, let me know down in the comment, because I'm running out of ideas of things to put in that shop. Hence why my roommate got me the crochet book for Christmas. But it has tons of different like stitches and things in it, so this will be super duper helpful when I am updating my shop and items after I complete my move. The next 3 books I have to show you guys are all graphic novel / manga, so that's cool. The first one is I Am Alice, Body Swapping in Wonderland. For warning, there is a warning on the first page of this book that it is for 16 years of age and older. If you want to read it and you're 14 years old, you be my guest, but prepare yourself, because they felt the need to warn people that it was intended for those over 16, so mature audiences. I actually read this book the day I got it and finished it, and it was hilarious and phenomenal, and I love seeing all of the characters in human form, especially someone who is not Alice in Alice's body and Alice in a male's body, because shenaniganery. This book focuses on Alice and Makoto, who both get sent to Wonderland through this weird portal-y book thing, and Alice arrives a while before Makoto does, and Makoto comes through and collides with Alice, and in the collision they switch bodies, and then shenanigans ensue, and there's lots of different Wonderland characters from the original story, but in human-ish form, so it was really adorable and really funny, and I need to pick up volume 2 now, because I need more Alice in my life. The next graphic novel that I got for Christmas is one that I probably wouldn't have got without my roommate, because it's expensive, as most graphic novels are. But it is Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. This is a superhero-esque, superhero-y graphic novel, and it's been on my list for a while now. I don't know a ton about it, but I'm trying to get more into superhero graphic novels and comic books, because 1602 by Neil Gaiman, which is a graphic novel where the superheroes in the Marvel Universe get put into London in 1602, really sparked my interest in that. And this one I'm switching up with a little bit because it takes place in the DC universe, so hopefully it'll be super cool and super exciting, and it is big for a graphic novel. Not as big as Habibi, but still big. And the last book graphic novel that I have to show you guys is Why the Last Man, which is by Brian K. Vaughan, who is the same person who wrote the Saga books that are ongoing. Volume 4 just came out. It's not in my Christmas haul, and that makes me sad. But this series focuses on a boy and his pet monkey and a genetic disease kind of a deal, I think, that comes through and wipes out all mammals who are male or have a Y chromosome, which means you're male. Males have Y chromosomes. And this boy and the monkey are the only men who are mammals left in society, so they kind of have to figure out what the heck is going on, why all of the rest of the men have been wiped out by this disease, why it started, etc. So I'm very excited to get my hands on this. I really liked his writing style for Saga and the illustration style and that. So I'm hoping that this lives up to the expectations I have because Saga was amazing. So that is the pile of books that I have to show you guys for my December haul. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have read any of these books at all. I'm very, very excited to hopefully bring all of these to Texas with me because I need books. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content like this. Otherwise, until next time guys, bye!